Okay, hello everybody and welcome to our podcast. My name is Mariam Mirafshar and today I'm your host. Today we are excited to bring you to another episode in our series of drones. This podcast is part of the Erasmus supported project named Fostering Innovation and Better Skills Match with the green and digital sectors through integration of emerging technologies like drones in that sector. Today we are honored to have a very special guest, Mr. Michael Wieland from UAV DACH company in Germany. And he will share us his insight and expertise on this fascinating topic. Mr. Wieland, hello, and thank you so much for joining us. And it's a pleasure to have you here. Could you please briefly describe your background and the reason for your interest in drone technology in the green sectors?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. As an executive board member of UAV DACH, Europe's leading association for unmanned aviation, I'm committed to shaping the future of drones in a way that benefits society, business, and environment. So drones are more than just a technical innovation. They are a game changer in multiple industries, particularly in addressing environmental challenges. So coming to your question, my background is deeply rooted in innovation and regulatory affairs. And I've been the privilege of working with industry leaders, policymakers, and innovators to shape the European drone economy. So my interest in drones is, especially in the green industries, comes from the unique ability to collect real-time data, reduce emissions, and optimize resources, making sustainability not just an ambitious, but reality. UAV DACH represents a broad range of stakeholders, from drone manufacturers, research, to service providers. And we see firsthand how drones already making a difference.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Which creative use of drone technology, in your opinion, has had a major influence on environmental issues?
Oh, yeah. On the most impactful application is precision agriculture. Drones equipped with advanced sensors help farmers monitor crop health, optimize irrigation, and reduce pesticide use, leading to a higher efficiency with lower environmental impact. That's clear. Another game-changing use case is wildlife conservation, where drones are used for anti-poaching effects, biodiversity monitoring, and so on. And obviously, drones can play a critical role in a reforestation project, deploying seeds, pods, in areas affected by deforestation. But beyond direct applications, drones contribute indirectly to reducing CO2 emissions, and dramatically. For example, if you inspect gas pipelines, power grids, currently it requires thousands of flight hours using conventional helicopters, which consume large amounts of fuel. We believe by replacing these operations with drones, we eliminate emissions, reduce costs, and make the process more efficient and sustainable.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was very comprehensive. How can drone technology be successfully incorporated into VET program to get students ready for job in the future? And what job opportunities do you forecast in the drone industry?
Well, VET program, so vocational training, you're talking, is a major part of the entire thing. The job market for drone professionals is rapidly changing, and it's expanding in sectors like, as I said, environmental monitoring, sustainable infrastructure, inspection, precision agriculture, just to name three of it. But the market is infinitely wide. You can go in any area where you need sensors, technologies, data collections, drone can help. So I think VAT organizations should have a closer look how they can contribute and actually participate in that market and educate young people who are interested in that technology. To support this, UAV DACH will soon introduce an industry-trusted remote pilot program that will certify VAT organizations not only to provide licenses that are, like a car driving license, but beyond that, that drone pilots integrate critical modules by covering safe and sustainable flying, sensible data collection, responsible data handling, and operational best practice, things like that. The initiative will ensure that drones professionals are equipped with the right tools and technical skills, and they will understand the full spectrum of responsibilities drone operations needs in those regulatory environment.
Perfect. And what fundamental abilities do you believe potential drone operators will require to be successful in the green industry?
That's a good question. The most successful drone operator or professionals will need a combination of technical, regulatory, and analytical skills. Easy said, sounds very good. But most understand how to operate drones safely and comply with the European regulation and interpret the vast amount of data the drones collect. Sure. That's the added value. Okay. Let's say we will recognize drones as a tool, as a helper that helps people in services to supplement tasks like that are dull, dirty, or contained, distant, not achievable for people, dangerous. Drones collect data and they help us with defense and security. So I call that the 6 Ds: dull, dirty, distant, dangerous, data, defense of drones. So it's a large variety. So overall, any pilot or operator of machines must have a strong sense of responsibility. Unlike many traditional roles, operating drones, especially in infrastructure or environmental applications, carry real-world consequences if you fail. So any mistake will have maybe an accident or even facilities. That's why drone industries needs reliable professionals, not cowboys. The ability to assess this risk, feel like a real pilot in a commercial airplane, and ensure operational safety will be key for anyone entering this field. And I'm hoping to make the interest to many of them out there to try it.
Yeah, we hope so also. Could you give a brief illustration of a drone-based successful cross-sector collaboration?
Oh, there are many out there. The difference is, and it's really a hard question in that way, with the commercial aviation, we have like 4 or 5 different companies, especially in Germany. Just to take the number in Germany, we have 700,000 drone operators registered. Oh, okay. 700,000. So there's a real market out there, and there's also an opportunity. So we know that the power grid providers use them in meanwhile tremendously and very successful. We know that there is, for example, a project in Belgium where we test dangerous goods of ships before they even enter the harbor, because the drones deliver the services, the products, and before they are serviced. We have a major success with small deers that are before the grass and lawn is cut by farmers, that they detect the deers in the grass. So there are so many collaboration projects out there, especially in the environmental, but also in the business area. The list is almost endless already.
To improve their drone training programs, what guidance would you provide with institutions?
Well, the difference between the standard programs for licensing and aviation at all, and car driving, is you're not learning an ability to manage the technology only. It's the other way around. You actually come from application. So you're not buying a drone and then you think about, what can I do with the drone? You come from application. I want to inspect a power line is a different drone than I want to carry a person from A to B. So the institutions, the VAT institutions, should look, what applications are they good at, and how can this application be extended by a drone as a flying robot to support the people doing that. Give you an example. You work at a power grid line. You can either inspect it if there is a problem with a screw up there, but you can also build a power grid, and you need to carry up those isolators or those wires there, and you need a kind of crane, but the crane is expensive and takes a long time to bring it to the power grid, so use a drone instead. This is a different application at the same site, at the power grid. So come from the application, find out where you're good at, and then find the right drone and drone application for that. That's the way the training organizations should also start with their training program. Come from where you're good at.
Okay, it's interesting. And lastly, but not leastly, what drone technological advancement most excites you for the future?
Well, the biggest step is combining artificial intelligence and the drone. That's the game changer, and it's the hot topic everywhere. So we will always have pilots, because at the very end, it's the same with artificial car driving. We need a responsible person who takes over responsibility, and this will be for the next decades provided by a human. That's clear. But it will be supported by artificial intelligence. So think about a forest, and you want the drone to fly through the forest. When it flies for the first time, it maybe goes very slowly, tries to detect every tree, every branch, not to hit anything. But an artificial intelligence learns. The next time it can go faster. And after the third or fifth time, it races with 50 kilometers per hour through this forest. That's the exciting part. So now transfer this, come with me into the picture that we want to deliver something in a city. Not only pizza, also medicals, or when you are at the doctor's, at the dentist, and they take an example from your problem with your tooth, and it has to go to a laboratory and transport it back to the dentist again. These little pieces. The first time, the drone takes long, but when the dentist sends a drone every day, after a few times, the drone learns, and you get faster, more efficient. And think about the reduce of cars in the streets. That's the exciting part. Can we really use all this artificial intelligence and technology to bring a new infrastructure into our life above our heads, which we can't hear because they're very low noise. They emit low noise, which we only see maybe, but they're very small, but they reduce so many other problems from our daily life. We don't need to take care about our kids that a big truck rolls over them, because all the transport is done through the air. I can see a lot of things changing dramatically, and I'm very excited about that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Wieland. It was a very interesting podcast, and thank you so much for sharing your expertise and knowledge with us. And also, I want to thank the listeners. I hope this podcast has been successful and helpful for you. And until the next episode, bye. Have a good day.
Thank you for having me.